United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome to our board meeting this evening. Just for your point of reference, the door you came in is an egress, as well as the exit off onto your right side here. First order of business, I need to do a roll call. Trustee Berenger?
Berenger's present.
Trustee Ferraro?
Ferraro present.
Trustee Carl?
Carl present.
Trustee O'Connor?
O'Connor present.
Mayor Dwyer is here, thank you. Next order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes as submitted by the clerk for the February 18th meeting. I need a motion.
Carl will make the motion.
Second.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next order of business is completion of probation of police department. Trustee Berenger.
Be it resolved, the following employee hereby completes their probationary period. Melissa Burke, effective February 22nd, 2025. The necessary MSD-426B will be submitted to OC Department of Human Resources, and I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Carl the second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Oh, Ferraro, I, sorry.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, Trustee Berenger, part-time dispatcher.
Be it resolved, the Board of Trustees appoints Matthew Rodriguez, Ellenville, New York, as a part-time dispatcher. All of the necessary paperwork has been completed. The required physical, drug screening, and background investigation has been completed. The effective date of hire is March 5th, 2025, at an hourly rate of $25.20 per hour. I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Ferraro, second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next order of business, reappointment of Paul Heffernacker, Planning Board member. Resolve the Board of Trustees accepts the recommendation of Planning Board Chairman Jeff Boucher and reappoints Paul Heffernacker to the Planning Board member of term from 4/1/25 to 3/31 of 2030. I need a motion to accept the request.
Carl will make the motion. O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, resolve the board accepts the recommendation of Planning Board Chairman Jeff Boucher and reappoints Fred Kelly to the Planning Board member with a term from 4/1/25 to 3/31 of 2030. I need a motion to accept that recommendation.
Berenger will make the motion.
Ferraro, second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next order of business, Trustee O'Connor, appointment of Chris Watson, part-time building inspector 3.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees accepts the recommendation of Mayor Dwyer and appoints Christopher Watson, Cornwall, New York, to the position of part-time building inspector, third, effective March 5th, 2025. Mr. Watson will work 20 hours per week at an hourly rate of $37 an hour. Pre-approval has been given from the Orange County Department of Human Resources, and I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Berenger will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, resignation of Clarence Bell from the Joint Parks Recreation Commission. Trustee Ferraro.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees accepts the resignation of Clarence Bell from the Monroe Joint Parks Recreation Commission effective March 3rd, 2025, and I'll place that in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Carl will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, the appointment of not Edleen, it's Emily. Emily Medina, part-time account clerk typist for the Building Code Enforcement. Trustee O'Connor.
Be it resolved, the Board of Trustees accepts the recommendation of Mayor Dwyer and appoints Emily Medina, Cornwall, New York, to the part-time position of account clerk typist effective March 5th, 2025, at an hourly rate of $25 per hour, not to exceed 20 hours a week, from budget line A.3620.1700, building inspector clerical. And I'd like to put that in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Carl will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye. O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Okay, next order of business. Event application, Village of Monroe Summer Carnival 2025. Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the event application submitted by Mayor Dwyer for the annual Village of Monroe Summer Carnival 2025 to be held in the North Field of Crane Park from Thursday, July 24th to Sunday, July 27th Hours of the carnival are as follows: July 24 and 25 from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and 26 and 27 from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Emergency services in Marshall and Sterling will be copied on the approval letter. Sign off on the event application has been made by the building department, DPW, and the police department. The police department will oversee the event with 2 police officers for the event security and traffic assistance. I need a motion.
Berenger will make the motion.
Second, please.
Carl will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next order of business, event application, Sacred Heart Eucharistic Procession. Resolved, the Board of Trustees approves the application submitted by Sacred Heart Church to host a Eucharistic procession on Saturday, June 21, 2025, from 10:30 p.m. a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The procession will proceed east to Stage Road from Sacred Heart Chapel toward Maple Avenue, making a right turn and proceeding down to Mill Pond Parkway. It will then proceed west on Mill Pond Parkway to Lakes Road, making a left turn and proceeding to 17M, where it will make a left turn and proceed east to Maple Avenue, and then left, returning to Stage Road, where it will make a left and return to the Sacred Heart Chapel, where the procession ends. Sign up on the event application has been made by the Building Department, Highway Department, and Police Department. There is no additional cost for police protection. The Monroe Police Department will provide officers to assist the pedestrian traffic during the procession. Proof of liability insurance has been provided. I need a motion to accept this event.
O'Connor will make the motion.
Second,
Carl will second.
call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next application is the event application for the Village of
How about
Monroe.
the second part, the be it resolved so they don't have to pay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Second resolution, be it further resolved, the Board of Trustees waives the application fee for Sacred Heart as a nonprofit organization. I need a motion.
Carl will make the motion.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Thank you. So carried. Next application, event application. Resolve the Board of Trustees approves the event application submitted by Mayor Dwyer for the Village of Monroe Farmers Market. The market will begin on Sunday, June 1, 2025, and conclude on Sunday, October 26, 2025. The market will be open on Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The application has been reviewed and approved by the Building Department, the DPW, and the Police Department. There is no additional cost for police protection or DPW services. The Police Department will set up a do not enter sign, and cones will be set up and taken down by officers that are working on their assigned shifts. Marshall and Sterling Insurance, Monroe Fire Department, and the Monroe Fire District, Monroe Volunteer Ambulance Corps will be notified of the event when the approval letter is sent. I need a motion to accept this event.
Ferraro, make the motion.
Second, please.
Berenger will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
So carried, thank you. Next order of business is proposal from Donald, is it Stretch or Stedge?
I think it says stretch.
I think it's Stedge.
Edge.
Is it stedge? Stedge?
Stedge, right?
Oh, stedge. Ugh.
Thank you. Donald Stretch, surveyor for surveying services, Village of Monroe Airplane Park, Mill Pond Parkway, and portions of tax map 203-3-1. Resolved, the Board of Trustees authorize Mayor Dwyer to sign the proposal with Don Stedge to provide the partial boundary and topographic survey for the Village of Monroe Airplane Park, Mill Pond Parkway, and a portion of tax map 203-3-1 in the amount of $3,600 to be allocated from budget line A 7110.4500 Parks Contractual. I need a motion to accept this
Ferraro, make the
proposal.
motion.
Second?
Carl will second, just discussion.
Sure.
The partial boundary, what are we referencing to when we say the partial boundary?
I think they're talking about the
Where the sewer easement is, or?
sewer easement for the county and then the 208 state DOT.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, first and second, call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Next order of business, proposal for for Don Stretch Surveying Services, Village of Monroe Parking, Mill Pond Parkway, tax map 207-1-10 and 207-1-12. Resolve the Board of Trustees authorize Mayor Dwyer to sign a proposal from Don Stedge to provide a new boundary survey for the Village of Monroe Parking, Mill Pond Parkway, tax map 207-1-10 and tax map 207-1-12 in the amount of $2,500 to be allocated from budget line A 7110.4500 Parks Contractual. I need a motion to accept this proposal.
Berenger will make the motion.
Second?
Carl, second, discussion.
Sure.
Where exactly are these tax lots? Are these the ones in the back?
Behind Green Alley, so between the old DeAngelis building and the old Smith and Strievel building, that alleyway going down.
Yep,
Once we get out of that alley, if you will,
yep.
that open area, which is framed by the county trail on the right, all the way out, the town has a portion of that to the left, and there's a private owner behind that, used to be a little Ross family property. And we need to frame that in as part of our, it was a request given to us by the town to survey it and show the town, because we're looking to acquire those parts of the parking lot, and they want to know, what does that look like? So I told them I would do it. We can acquire it. If we acquire it, what happens is we create better parking, better site clearance. Bourbon Street, that gets all cleaned up. The two houses back there, hopefully we can acquire as well. And
Is that counting that little blue one that's right?
yes,
Okay.
blue one, the white one, yeah. So it's time. Okay, so we had a first and second. Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Water penalty waiver for town customer 10030, trustee Carl?
Yep, town water customer account 10030, request to have the $160.39 penalty fee waived from her account due to the water department having incorrect billing information. Resolve, the Board of Trustees denies a request of town water account number 1003000 for waiver of water penalties totaling $160.39, and I'll put that in form of a motion.
O'Connor will second.
We second for discussion.
Sure.
What do they mean when what is the incorrect billing information?
If you look at the packet that we got on that, there's been numerous. It's a landlord tenant thing where they thought they were supposed to be paying the bill, they weren't.
Okay.
There's numerous penalties on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 penalties on here since 24.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna deny it, so Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Next order of business, trustee Berenger, Police Department, New York State Intelligence Summit, Chief Guzman.
On March 11th and 12th, 2025, the New York State Police and the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services will be hosting the 2025 New York State Intelligence Summit in Saratoga Springs, New York. The summit includes invites to law enforcement, criminal justice, and homeland security executives. The event provides an opportunity to learn about new strategies, technologies, and available resources. Some of the topics include cyber threats, major crime trends, and counterterrorism programs, all in the interest of public safety. There is no cost to the Village of Monroe. Be it resolved, the Board of Trustees authorizes Chief Guzman to attend the New York State Intelligence Summit in Saratoga Springs, New York, on March 11th and 12th, 2025. And I'd like to put this in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
Carl is second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried, thank you. Okay, next order of business, proposal by Lankin Tully for the engineering and surveying, boundary survey service of the Franz Klober, right?
Kloiber.
Kloiber Lake, West Monbassia Road, tax map 225-2-2, trustee Carl.
Yep. Resolve, the Board of Trustees authorizes Mayor Dwyer to sign the proposal for Lankin Tully Engineering and Surveying PC to provide boundary surveys for the Franzer Kloibers Lake, West Monbassia Road, tax map 225-2-2, in the amount of $4,400 to be allocated from budget line F8320-4500, and I'll put that in form of a motion.
Second, please.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye. Thank you so much. Okay, next order of business is the authorization for Lankin Tully's engineering and services for the Van Kuren Booster Pump Station project. Trustee Carl.
Okay, resolve the Board of Trustees authorizes Lincoln Tully Engineering and Surveying, PC, to proceed to bid the Van Kuren Booster Pump Station project pursuant to the requirements of Section 103 General Municipal Law, and I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second, please.
O'Connor will second.
Call the question.
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, I.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, aye, so carried. Thank you.
I would just note that I did take a look at those bid documents. I sent an email in response to Sean Hoffman's request for me to do that. Neil, I copied you just a couple comments on the bid specs.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. So that's ready to go.
It's ready to go. I had a couple questions. I mean, they use the standard AIA form. It's just a couple of questions, some legal questions about it.
Good. So they're answered. He's got his answers.
Well, he's got his questions, and I think he's got some of the answers that he requested.
He's going out, that's going out on the 13th?
I think, well, we have to, it's definitely April, right? I think it was April, wasn't
No,
it?
it's March.
Maybe the responses are due back.
Yeah, I think there
Due
was.
back. Bids are
Yeah.
due back on April.
Oh,
Fourth?
okay. We would like this to occur at the 3/18 meeting, so,
So we're a little early. He wanted to either to move forward at this meeting or the next meeting so they could go out to bid.
I'm ready. You ready?
No, he had a few questions about sole source for the pumps themselves. And I had a question about that. And then he asked me to look at the bid documents. I looked at them. I had just a couple comments. Which, Mayor, I copied you on those comments
Yep.
back to Sean.
Sure.
Well, everything is contingent upon. I mean, until Elisa's satisfied with the bid documents.
You know, they're AIA standard bid documents, so it's all probably boilerplate. I just had a couple questions about the process that happens if there's a question.
Oh, you've asked questions of them.
Yes.
So they
because
haven't replied
Sean
yet.
sent me the documents.
Okay.
So
Good.
if he sent me the documents, I'm gonna look at it and
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna probably say, how come this is this way?
Okay.
Nothing onerous, but
Okay. Okay, I don't have anything. Trustee Barger?
I just wanted to encourage everyone to just continue to support our local businesses, our shops, our restaurants. I know you were talking about Restaurant Week. I don't remember the exact date.
It's going on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when it's till?
It's till this weekend.
Okay, so go to your local restaurants.
Ms. Burrow, anything?
Just again, on Airplane Park, we have gotten quite a few volunteers, luckily, and we're getting a lot of sponsors donating different materials that'll be needed, but we still need skilled and unskilled workers. So go to the website and sign up. And if you have a particular skill, or even if you just want to work in the food services part of it, we'd greatly appreciate your help.
This is for like a whole week, right? Or,
It'd be exactly 1 week, starts on the 7th.
okay.
But you can donate whatever time you can donate.
Oh, yeah, any day, any shift. There's 3 shifts per day over the entire week. Most of the people so far have signed up all day. Some of them are only signing up for the weekend. Some are signing up for, again, the different shifts after work when they get in at 6 o'clock. So whatever you can donate would be greatly appreciated. It's going to be fun. There'll be a whole community involved in this. It should be great. And the park is amazing. There's pictures on our website. It's an all-inclusive park, so where a lot of parks, certain children aren't allowed to play or can't play because of the type of material that's there, the type of rides and attractions. They'll all be able. There'll be 200-foot length zip lines, so for both. So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
How late is the latest shift? Like, when does it go to?
It goes till 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
We will have lights up. It's April, so it's still a little light out, but we will have lights taking us there.
Thank you. Trustee Carl?
Yeah, a couple things. What's the status with the streetlights that are out that don't seem to be getting repaired by Orange and Rockland? I mean, it's just,
Listen, the Monroe PD, which is in charge of the portal, or has access to the portal, has had 129 lights reported over a period of time. And by PSC edict, they're supposed to respond, and I think the one down at the bottom of Pearsall and Half Hollow is still out.
yep, since December
And,
23rd, I believe.
And I've informed our liaison, and I've informed Senator Skoufis, and I've informed the PSC.
Well, we should be getting credit for every day that light is out.
Well, I'm gonna
And
base it on
there's, well,
29.
the 129 lights are out. We should be getting credit for it each and every day.
That's what I'm going after.
Right.
They're in full support. The senator has been here, and
And to go along with that, the double poles. Doesn't appear that anything's happened with them, whether it's Orange and Rockland, Optimum, Frontier, whoever.
well, I guess stop your thought.
No.
The PSC, I think, has created the guideline that says last on the pole is the one responsible to remove the pole, and that's for it seemed forever fell into Frontier, but Frontier is the Frontier. I don't think they even exist.
Didn't
anymore.
Verizon buy them out?
That's what I heard, but whether that's true or not, who knows?
Well, I mean, I really think we need to draft a letter to the Public Service Commission advising them of these problems, and we're not getting any response.
You know, I think Skoufis introduced a bill.
He did.
He did, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he did, and I don't think it went anywhere, so the Public Service Commission is one avenue, and I would send that letter to also all your representatives, because every municipality has this problem,
Right.
And it's getting worse.
and it's getting worse, yeah.
You know, it's really getting worse, and it's a shame. You got a lot of people walking the streets nowadays, and the street lights are out, and but if, at some point, are we gonna send a letter to the Public Service Commission? Putting them on notice, or,
I'm thinking President Trump.
he's busy right now.
Let's send it to President Trump.
I think he'll get something done.
He's not doing anything
Let's
right
just
now.
send it to Elon instead.
Yeah.
There you go.
He can just fire everybody, and then
Right.
the problem will go away.
Well, because the light will still be out.
No, I think the Public Services Commission, I can certainly draft a letter. if you
Okay.
need.
Yeah, I
If you
think,
just give
I
me the
think we need to
points
put them on notice, because we need to be getting refunds on these lights.
Yeah.
They've been out for way too long.
Agreed.
And the last thing that I have, which I did share with the board, I gave everybody a copy in their mailboxes. I did attend the Orange County Sewer District legislative meeting up in Goshen last week. And the proposed upgrades to the new sewer treatment plant, you'll see the numbers and the breakdowns of what we're looking at in the future. They're looking at approximately $185 million expansion to that sewer treatment plant. And you can see it's broken down. If they get these state and federal grants, it's going to lessen the blow on the ratepayers of the sewer district or the property owners. If they don't get the grant monies, it's going to be more. You're going to be paying annually on your town tax bill, because the county town tax bill, the debt service would be on that, and the O&M you'd get twice a year as a sewer bill. And so I'll keep the board up to date. I've been trying to attend these meetings as best I can, but it's starting to get interesting. And like I say, everybody should have a copy in their box. You can take a peek at it. Anybody from the public wants to find out what it is, we'll have it here. I'll have the village clerk. Somebody wants a copy of it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Trustee O'Connor,
I'm good.
any from the public wish to speak? Come on up. Just give your name, sir, and to the clerk, and
Sure. Good evening. Eric Rosenthal, Rosenthal.
Thank you.
I'm here representing the Monroe Woodbury Youth Football and Cheer League. And the other gentlemen behind me are also board members of the league and coaches of the league. I happen to be the treasurer of the league. And I'm here seeking your support. We are here seeking your support in helping us because last week, for the second year in a row, we've been denied access to the football field at Smith Clove Park. The league's been in existence since 2014, and last year, President Pete DeVito took over the league, and so this is the second year with all new management. And so last week was the second time we've been denied use of that field. And we had, last year, our roster had about 160 athletes. And out of that 160, only 20 were from outside of Monroe Woodbury. They're from surrounding towns like West Point and don't go to Monroe Woodbury School. But about 90% of the athletes that are in our league do attend the Monroe Woodbury schools. And we're just looking for a place to play our football games without having to pay for fields outside of the town. Last year we played in Chester. This past season we played at the high school where we had to pay for the fields. And we were, like I said, we were denied last week. And one of the questions we asked were what members of the board at Smith Clove Park were somewhat affiliated with. There's a second football league in the town that gets access to the field, and a few of them are coaches and have children that play in that league, and then they vote against us to play. And they only have, we discovered last week that they only have 3 home games, which is what we usually have, 3 or 4 home games. The other games are what are considered away. But we typically play, the other towns that we play are the same ones that the high school football team plays, so local teams, and the other league travels more than we do. So ours keeps the kids somewhat local, gets them ready for when they start playing modified and then high school. And the other thing that I personally like about our league is that we do have weight limits, not age limits. So the other league, the kids go by age, and my kids are grown men now, but when they were the age of the kids that are in the league, my kids were small. So for me, that's a big deal, because I remember even in baseball, my kids were little and some of the kids were gigantic. And if they were going head to head, that would have been an issue for me personally as a father. But we're trying to garner support to allow us to play. I mean, the town of Monroe, I know this is a village meeting, but the town of Monroe is a really big town. And the fact that there's one field for all the football kids to play seems like it should be able to accommodate. And considering the time frame of 3 home games during a 9-game season, we were at the meeting, and it just was baffling to me that they declined us to be able to play. And one of the things I brought up is the Jets and the Giants share a stadium, and these guys are professional athletes, full-size people, and somehow they're able to figure out a way to make that happen. And even if we didn't have all of our practices or 100% of our games there, it would save the league a lot of money. We're all volunteers, and we raise money through fundraisers and things. But we've done a really good job. As the treasurer, I can tell you, we've done a really good job of keeping the registration fees in line so that the families could actually have, because some of the families have multiple kids that play. And we try to keep those registration fees affordable for families when now, things are really expensive for families. And we're trying to do right by the kids. And it seems to me like we were in that meeting and one of the board members was actually shaking our head no pretty much the whole time we were there, as if no matter what we said, we were going to get voted down. So again, we're just here to try to garner your support. I know Mayor Dwyer, you were there at that meeting, so we do appreciate the fact that you were there and you spoke up. I appreciate that you were there. So we wanted to be here today to just speak to you to see what kind of support we could get.
What's their rationale for declining you guys?
There were 2 things. One, they said the schedule, which they kind of veered off of when I brought up the fact that they only had 3 home games. The other thing that they brought up is that the bylaws state that there's only supposed to be 1 league for each sport that are allowed to play there. And this other football league has members on the board, and then also they've been there for a long time. But again, our league is 90% just about members of the Monroe Woodbury community. I don't know what the stats are for their league. We haven't been provided that information. I haven't been provided a copy of those bylaws, although I've requested it. And as long as the field can withstand it and the schedule can fit it, I don't see why all of us taxpayers of the town and the village can't play there also.
Why do they get it and not you? How do they dominate that decision?
They dominate the decision. I can't tell you why, but a lot of the people on the board are associated with the other league. And I wasn't around in 2014 when this league was started, but there was some divisiveness between a lot of the parents in the leagues, the way some of the kids were boxed out of being able to play, and the format of registration was kind of get in line, and when it's full, then the other kids couldn't play. So back in 2014, the new league was started, and the new league, like I said, doesn't have the weight limits, but it's also very inclusive. And that's what, so it divided into two leagues. We report up to the Orange County League, and they report up to American Football League. So there's two. It's kind of like, they used to be Pop Warner, so there were things just like Cal Ripken would be in baseball. There's the separate leagues like that. So we started the two separate leagues, and had it be, if it were one league, one of the things they suggested was that all the kids should just play on their league. But even if there was just one league, there would still need to be enough teams where the kids could have enough playing time to actually enjoy the sport, as opposed to sometimes being spectators on a team when there's so many kids on a team. So it's good that there are two leagues. The parents have a choice as to which they want to do. Some obviously choose their league. It's a good league. And our league is different in that way. Yeah. But again, there's enough athletes that play that we can have two successful leagues, and we're just really looking to be able to play on the village field and not have to raise enough money to go pay to play in other fields. Like we played in Chester last year, and then we played at the Monroe, the high school. Now the high school field's great, and we would still want to play at the high school at least one game. It's fun for the kids because that's where they're aspiring to go. They're aspiring to go into modified, and then eventually, hopefully, play in high school, continue their athletics. And our league really mirrors the schedule and the other teams that those modified and the high school teams play.
I have a question. So I've learned since the beginning about the weight being a factor in determining this league's main focal point, outside of children playing, football, but the weight was a factor. And I seem to get, including at that meeting, where it doesn't seem like as if it's negligible in the reasons for not having you merge, So I actually asked for the roster from your league, and I got the roster, and I started reaching out to members in that league. And you all have children in the league? Yes. So how important to you, I'm just asking, is this a conscious decision to say, I want my child in this league because of weight?
It depends. I mean, there's a difference between 5 and 7.
Sitting back there, we can't get you on recording. Come on up.
Do you mind coming up?
You gotta come up.
It'd be appreciated. Thank you so much.
I would comment on it, but like I said, my kids don't play anymore, and for me it would be a big factor because my kids were on the smaller side. So
right, I understand. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for your comments.
I'm Dave Intuit. One of my big issues with this league is this is grown men making decisions for kids. This is about kids, and the difference between a kindergarten and a second grade is huge. So the weight limits. I mean, there's our weight limit kids, and some of the teams we played are maxed out, are too big. So to have no weight limit, and you have a 5-year-old playing against a 7-year-old, and that's just our mighty mites. Every league is different, but kids grow at all different ages, and the fact that, we did play in Chester for the summer, but then we were playing here. What's this thing called? At the Ponds. There's not even lines. There's no field goals. There's no, It's uneven. There's duck,
Yeah.
stuff all over the place. The fact that these kids have to go to school and the other kids are making fun of them because they practice here and they're on a football field is crazy.
Let me ask you a question, just curious. You just said something that I want to drill. I don't like bullies. I don't like nonsense.
Yeah.
So having said that, when you say these kids go to school, listen, I'm a kid from the Bronx,
Yeah.
went out every day. But I'm always curious to know, why would children think that that's worth making fun of? Why that? Why that?
Because
What
they're
do you
parents.
think?
It's their parents.
Parents, okay, that's what I want to know. Yeah.
Like that league is, look where they practice. Look, we have the real fields. I mean, kids don't care.
No,
They go to any park, but that's what it's about. It's about the kids, And the fact that we live in a village, we can't use, we can't even use this park. It's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, I don't even know why this has become such a thing, because there's room over there and they're not practicing every day. Do you know what I mean? They practice 3 times a week, and then we can do the other 3 days. It really is ridiculous that this is such an argument,
Have you seen their schedule? I did speak to the board. You would.
I mean,
Somebody was there.
Pete, you guys would know.
No, we were there.
Yeah. And there was a lot of.
They didn't give us their schedule. Everything we asked for, we do not get. And there is another practice field. We said we'll be at your mercy. We're flexible, whatever you guys would let us use. There is a practice field in the back with lights already that we would practice at. We'll play our games at the high school for the kids. Again, it's a big show for the kids.
Right.
We have no problem using the smaller field that nobody's using,
Right.
and we're denied.
Right.
We can't understand it. So the 2 leagues come together with flag football. You've got both leagues playing that field for flag football. We all get along. My coaches from my league coach flag football, and now it's becoming a problem where the coaches are like, we're not going to support their league and sign the kids up, but now the kids lose. We're supporting them by coming to their league to play flag football, but you're not supporting us by letting us use the practice field up in the corner. We're not looking to take, no means we're looking to shut them out or push them out, because every kid has a right to play.
Right.
Every kid should have a choice where they want to play. And to me, bullying is a dirty word, and that's what's happening. You have, and I've called it out at the meeting, that I said, well, how many of you people on this league are affiliated with the other league? There's a gentleman there, that's the president of the Parks Department, that's running the flag football. How is that possible? How is somebody that's part of that league running the Parks Commission, and he has 3 or 4 other guys on that board that are gonna vote with him? So we don't, it's a monopoly, we don't have a say. We don't have a say, I go to work every day, they go to work every day, their volunteers go to work every day. We still put our time in for kids.
Understood.
We just want, and putting the 2 teams in the park, my son is 150 pounds. If he doesn't fit in that weight limit, I would consider him moving to the other team, just so he doesn't hurt somebody. What's fair is fair, And I'm just, I want all the kids to be able to play together. They might come to our league and say, you know what, we like the other league better than yours. I'm not gonna stop you, you're free to go.
I understand.
And
I'm
just,
sorry.
and just to kind of reiterate what
Could
he
you
says.
just give your name to the clerk,
Yeah,
please?
sorry, Zubin, Z-U-B-I-N, last name Mehta, M-E-H-T-A.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, we're not trying to displace them, and we're not trying to take over, the park. We just want a home for ourselves, and we find it very unfair that there's 2 leagues, but only one league is given sole access, and the other league is completely shut out. And if it comes down to field usage, which is understandable, fields do have to have rest periods. We're not looking to take their field. If they want to have the main field, that's okay. We're okay with the backfield. We just want a place to play. Right now we do a winter camp. We're going to Warwick. We're spending thousands of dollars. When the season comes around, we're going to Chester. We're spending thousands of dollars. When we have a home game, we don't have anywhere to go. We have to go to the high school. We spend for one Sunday home game, we probably spend $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for one day. And again, we're a non-for-profit, and it's hurting us. It's hurting the experience we could give to the children because it's depleting our funds. Like, we've done trips where we've taken the kids paintballing, and we do a lot of fun things, but
it's diminishing what we can do and our capabilities with these children because our funds are being depleted. Our resources are taken away, and we don't have anywhere to go, you know, and we just want a home. And to kind of answer your question, Mayor, you said, why did we pick this league? We are the true Orange County team. They were the old Pop Warner, which is really a travel league, right? So they go from county to county. They might play a team in Westchester. They might play a team in Rockland. The offensive system that they run, it's whatever they want to run. You know, they could run a spread offense or a run offense, whatever. We're Section 9, just as the middle school and the high school. We are purely Orange County, just like the middle school and the high school. We mirror the teams that they play, so the Middletown, the Goshens, the Warwicks, the Cornwalls, all. And being that we're the Orange County team, we run the same offensive system that the high school and the middle school run, so that when they get to those levels, they're already acclimated with the system. Comparative to the other league, they go everywhere, wherever, they run whatever system that they want, and then when they get to those levels, there's a disconnect, right? Our kids are already geared up, ready to go for the high school, which makes the high school that much more effective and efficient. And I'm not saying that makes us better than them, or, you know, all I'm saying is we should be given a home as well, because we are the ones who are really nurturing the athletes when they get to the high school and the middle school level. Because they're gonna come from our system prepared versus the other system, they're gonna be learning everything brand new again. So again, we don't want to kick them out. We just want a home, and it hurts us. It hurts the kids, and it makes it tough for the parents, because the parents want to practice in town, but to do that they have to go to their league. But to go to their league, now they got to go play a game in New Rochelle. So it becomes a catch-22. I want to, you know, have my kids ready for the high school, but to do that, I've got to now go play in Warwick. We just want a home. That's all we want. In town, just like them.
I get it.
Can I ask a question? It seems like it begs to be asked if the reason why they're not allowed to be played is the bylaws. Can we change the bylaws, or is that something that?
So to touch on that, so originally there was one league. It was the Pop Warner League years ago.
Yeah.
There was a discrepancy between the two people who founded the league. So our founder said, you know what, I don't like the way you guys are doing it. We're gonna start our own league. So that's how he went, and he got us registered with Orange County. The minute that happened, they changed their bylaws in 2014 to state, oh, only one team can come here. And it has stayed like.
Would that be Smith Clove change that, or would that be?
I would, do we know, I would say it's probably that board, which consists of all of the American youth, coaches, and representatives. So when we go to a vote, which is the democratic right way to do it, we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance because they make up the whole. So, I mean, it's absolute collusion, and we've been trying to do it the right way. Application, and last year they said, oh, we never got an application. Nonsense, we did. This year, now we were just denied, saying, oh, you requested the same days we requested. Well, not true. We did request the days, but we also said we're flexible. If you guys use those days, we can't practice on a Wednesday because you guys use Wednesday. I could practice on a Tuesday. You don't want us to use the main field because you use it? We could practice on the backfield. Yet the answer is still no, with no real reason. So we just need some help. We started a petition today. We have over 150 people have signed it already. It's been 4 hours. We just need help.
Understood.
You know, again, the two leagues come together for flag football. Everybody gets along. So there's no reason why we can't play together on that field. You know, like I said before, if my son says, Dad, I want to go try the other league, and I'm going to say, is that what you really want to do? And if he says yes, I'm going to give him that opportunity. He has friends on both sides. You know, we're not hunting their players to come play for us. You know, so if that's the opportunity that my son wants to try, I would give it to him. I would never say no, because it's his future, it's not mine. You know, it's the best thing for him to try something different. Have at it. I'll support you. You know, and it just seems that we can't even get our foot in the door at that park. Everything's no.
Yeah. We're not looking for special treatment. We're just looking for equal treatment.
When I asked at the meeting, and I said, there's more room for us, You know, isn't there enough room for us at that field in the park? Somebody on the board said, you don't have to answer that question. So we get shut right down.
And they don't play each other, so it's not like we're taking their plays.
Right.
Not stealing it from them, but we don't play each other. We're different leagues.
Sure.
You know, so for us to sit there and say we can't practice the same time as them is absolutely ridiculous. These kids are in the same class.
They're friends. They're pool
They're the
parties
same class.
together. They're
They
regular.
play every other
parties
sport together. Basketball, baseball.
Basketball, they all come together. Wrestling, they're all together. And we just don't understand why. If it was a 50-50 split on that board, I think whichever way you voted, it's voted fairly.
And I bet you if it was up to the kids, they would agree to bring,
wouldn't
to let us come in. But unfortunately, it's not up to the kids.
People say it's egos, it's not egos, because we get together and play flag football. It's just being blocked out of the park.
Right.
If that door opened up, it wouldn't be about egos anymore. It's about the kids. And again, we're not looking, somebody just posted on Facebook, it's about egos. It's not, I'm the new blood in town. I sat down, I tried to merge with the other league, I offered to put their board members half and half on the board. I said, we'll start fresh. You guys bring half your board members, I'll pick half my board members, we'll do it together. I was told no. And, I do put a lot of money into this league because it is tough to keep it going. And I put my money into the league and these guys put their money, everybody has a 9-to-5 job and they're supporting the league for the kids. And I don't know when enough's enough. Do we just say, hey, forget it, close up, and then let them go to the other league? And parents say, you know what? You're not playing against kids twice your size of the weight limit. You're not playing football no more. What happens if that kid was made to go to the NFL one day? It's shot. It's done. It's over. Just every kid should get a fair chance.
Understood. Thank you. Anybody else on the board?
No.
Okay.
Thanks
Appreciate it.
for allowing us to know.
You got it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. If there's no further public comment, I need a motion to go into executive for personnel.
O'Connor will make the
Thank you.
motion.
Carl, second.
Call the question?
Berenger, aye.
Ferraro, I.
Carl, aye.
O'Connor, aye.
Dwyer, so carried. Thank you. Okay.